This is Fred Ricciani of TSC News here to quickly recap WWE Monday Night Raw for January 4th, 2016. And holy doodle squat, do we have a noteworthy night of news. First off, the news was broken by MLW Radio's Court Bauer as well as WrestlingObserver.com's Dave Meltzer. Excuse me. Almost lost my voice because I did a previous video talking about this. I'm just so excited. AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Bullet Club have all reportedly signed with WWE. Now, I should know the Bullet Club, unfortunately, does not include the Young Bucks, but it is Carl Anderson, who's a damn good worker, and Doc Gallows, alongside Shinsuke Nakamura, who's set to leave sometime soon, although currently he's the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and AJ Styles, whose contract expired, and he's the former TNA Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, the guy who's probably most synonymous with TNA, and also the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, who had a bit of a career resurgence the last couple of years in Japan. So, gigantic news. More details to come, I'm sure. Who the hell knows if they're going to be just an NXT or if they're actually going to be in the main roster. One would think if you're signing arguably two of the best wrestlers in the world today, in Nakamura and AJ Styles, you'd put them on the main roster, but we'll see. We also had our main event tonight, which was Sheamus taking on Roman Reigns for the WWE World title. Vince McMahon was the special referee. And this was like old school Vince McMahon territory here. Jacked up, cut off sleeves, referee shirt, looking to screw the babyface. It's a lot like my buddy Scott Anderson said. He said it's like the good old days, but something was missing a bit. Now the crowd was behind Roman Reigns. He was the clear babyface here. However, the crowd was also pretty dead for most of the show, although you can make the argument lately the crowds have been pretty dead at Raws, and who knows? Maybe they're just not that entertained. Maybe the show's just way too long. Perhaps it's a combination of all the above, but yeah, surprisingly the crowd didn't react as much as you would think. I mean they did at the end, but when Vince McMahon was coming out making his entrance and when they were doing the intros for the championship match, I mean, it was surprisingly tepid. And I'll tell you, Vince McMahon is, for whatever you want to say about him as a promoter, is one of the all-time great wrestling characters. And he's a guy, to me, that is the blueprint for what the Authority should have been. A great, dastardly heel that more often than not gets his comeuppance, as opposed to the Authority, who, for the most part, until recent history, just kind of did their thing and emasculated all the baby faces and made them back down like little biatches. And, well, you know the deal for anybody that's been listening to me for a while. I've had a problem with how the Authority's been portrayed. But anyway, we had this match. Good back and forth match. Vince McMahon up to his usual tricks. And finally, Roman Reigns snapped, and he took out Vince with another Superman punch, much like he did 3 weeks ago when he won the WWE Championship. So he took out Vince McMahon. Roman got hit with not one, but two bro kicks, and they sent Scott, I think it was it Scott Armstrong, excuse me. I was going to say Scott Anderson. Scott Anderson's my usual co-host. Maybe they're related, but Scott Armstrong ran out, the stooge ref for WWE Authority, and he went to do the fast count. Roman kicked out. Roman eventually Superman punched Scott Armstrong. Superman punched Sheamus, hit the spear. Another ref ran in. A good ref, not a scab ref, ran in, made the right count. 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns retained his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But afterwards, Vince McMahon recovered. And I should note, too, that Roman almost speared Vince McMahon out of his boots. It was pretty chaotic. He was teasing the spear for the longest time. Stephanie was on the apron trying to stop him. Then he threw Vince into Stephanie, who fell into the ring, which seemed a little awkward. It was almost like they're trying to do this Attitude Era type of deal where Austin stunned Stephanie back in the day, or The Rock gave her rock bottom, albeit the much more tame version, and it kind of came off a little awkward. But anyway, he didn't hit the spear because he got hit with the bro kick, but ended up recovering and won the match. So afterwards, Vince grabs the mic and says, "Hey, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, you are going to defend your title. The next time you're going to defend your title, one versus all, huh? You're going to defend it against 29 other men in the Royal Rumble match." That's right. Roman Reigns is defending the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the Royal Rumble match. And as somebody that loves the Royal Rumble, I consider it my favorite pay-per-view of all besides WrestleMania. I mean, everybody's favorite pay-per-view is WrestleMania because things culminate there. But my favorite personally is Royal Rumble. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Royal Rumble. And for the WWE title to be on the line in the Royal Rumble for the first time since 1992, holy doodle squat. Whew, gotta catch my breath here. So that is big news. And the question is, what's the deal with Reigns versus Triple H? Because while I don't mind seeing that as a fan, while I don't mind seeing that, I think it would be a great match and it could be a great build-up and everything. I really, really am not interested in seeing Roman versus Triple H at WrestleMania for the title. Non-title? Okay, I'm cool. But for the title, not so much. Now, they could go in a bit of a different direction here. WWE the last couple weeks been on a bit of a roll. Mid-card still lacking a bit, still a lot of spotty booking. But things looking good at the top right now. So perhaps Reigns can eliminate a bunch of people. And then at the end, number 30 turns out to be Triple H. Triple H eliminates Roman Reigns, wins his 14th world title. You do Triple H versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane. And then you have The Rock interfere. I know it's a B pay-per-view that most people aren't going to watch. But you have The Rock interfere to help out his cousin, costing Triple H the WWE title. Roman Reigns goes on to face, I don't know, say John Cena, who wins a number one contenders match or something. And then Triple H faces The Rock. And then you could do the whole power struggle storyline that they've wanted to do the last 2-3 years with Austin and Rock and whomever. And it could be Rock versus Triple H. Or you could just do a simple, straight-up Battle of the Legends. Rock versus Triple H. I'm liking this direction. I really am. Again, I don't want to see Triple H Roman for the title at WrestleMania. If you want to do it at Fastlane, cool. If you want to do a Royal Rumble, cool. But we'll see what happens. All things considered, compared to last year around this time, I'm hella interested, that's for sure. Although, to be fair, I was interested last year, too, before Daniel Bryan got hurt. And before that, when they eliminated him from the Royal Rumble so early and marginalized him and pushed Roman too soon. And, well, we all know what happened there. As far as other big news, we had Heath Slater, of all people, get a win over Dolph Ziggler. Why? I have no idea. But he formed a stable with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel called the Social Outcasts. Do I have this right? What? Should have been called the Job Squad. And why the hell wasn't my man Damien Sandow, my Lebanese brother from another mother out there? I don't get it. Also, speaking of the Royal Rumble, Chris Jericho announced his return, and he said he will be competing in the Royal Rumble match, so that should be pretty awesome. And as far as some of the other Raw results, let me bring them up here. My head's just been spinning. Just so much news going on tonight, not just with pro wrestling, but with football as well. I don't know if anybody here watching this follows American football, but Chuck Pagano, of all coaches, is actually staying with the Indianapolis Colts, signed a 4-year extension. Wow. Who saw that coming? The GM staying, the longtime coach of my New York Football Giants, Tom Coughlin, stepped down. Very emotional for me after 2 Super Bowl wins. Man, a true legend, a true class act. But let's go through these results real quick, and then we'll get to your questions and comments, because there are a lot of them. Kevin Owens beat Neville. Good match. Afterwards, Ambrose and Owens got into it, with Ambrose getting the upper hand. We had Titus O'Neil beat Stardust. This was a nothing match. We had Becky Lynch defeat Charlotte, who showed some heel tendencies, but this was a non-title match. We had Ryback and Big Show go to a no contest after the Wyatt family interfered and took them both out. I think this marks Big Show's 42nd turn from heel to babyface and babyface to heel. We had Rusev and Alberto Del Rio of the League of Nations beat the Usos. We had Heath Slater beat Dolph Ziggler. Sucks to be Dolph Ziggler, although apparently he's dating Dana Brooke, so can't suck that much. We had the announcement that Steve Austin will have Ric Flair on his podcast next week, which is pretty cool. Jericho interrupted the New Day and announced his entrance in the Royal Rumble. The New Day beat the Dudley Boyz and Kalisto. Sucks to be the Dudley Boyz, but I guess that's what you get for publicly begging Vince McMahon to hire Velvet Sky, perhaps the worst worker in all of North America, multiple times. And we had Roman Reigns beat Sheamus to retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Oh, sorry, Scott Anderson corrects me. It's Bo Dallas, Axel, Adam Rose, and Heath Slater. Whatever, they're all faceless geeks. I mean, I like Heath Slater. I don't understand the obsession with him. You know, everybody's saying Heath Slater. I don't see the appeal, but maybe people are fans of Wendy's. I don't know. Or guys that look like the Wendy's girl with the hipster haircuts from Brooklyn. Okay, Scott says, what is the fastest animal on Earth? A Roman Reigns with the spear. Let's see. Brandon Vasquez, I was expecting the DQ, seeing these matches never end clean with the McMahon fam. Same here. I didn't even know the match was still going on when Roman Reigns was teasing the spear forever. And then Sheamus bro kicked him. Brandon says, Fred, you were right about Roman Reigns defending his title inside the Royal Rumble. Well, thank you, but that was one of the possibilities I brought up. It wasn't the main one. If I had a guess, honestly, before tonight's Raw, if you put a gun in my head, I probably would have said it'd be Triple H versus Roman Reigns. But, yeah, lucky guess, I guess. No pun intended. Imagine Ambrose loses the title, last two in the Royal Rumble, Ambrose and Reigns. Ambrose wins, and Roman turns heel after the match. I can't see that happening in Subaton 1, especially because Roman Reigns is actually getting some good reactions as a babyface. Maybe the other way around. But more likely, I see Triple H entering as the last participant and eliminating Roman Reigns. I hope Coach Coughlin comes into Philadelphia and coaches the Eagles. I'm sorry, King XX Killer. I don't think that's happening at all. I still have hope Daniel Bryan's going to come back and shock the world by winning the title at the Rumble. Dude, I wish, but I don't see that happening. Steven Shaw, what's up, my brother? I love the idea of defending the title in the Rumble. Adds so much more intrigue. You're damn right. I'm excited. Can't wait to see it in person. Woo, Steven going to see it in person. Congrats, man. Keep me posted. Tweet out pics. Okay, R&B Tutorial said this isn't the actual match. No, this is a live recap on YouTube, which you can also listen to on SoundCloud.com/TSC News and iTunes. And by the way, if you are watching this live or listening after the fact, we'd greatly appreciate it if you would click the like button and share this with all your friends. Woo! And of course, subscribe. Cody Collier, I think Lesnar could win the title. Hey, that's another possibility. If Reigns does win the Rumble, the crowd will probably turn on him for good. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, who's a better option right now? I mean, they might want Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose, but there's nobody that they love to death like Daniel Bryan. You know what I mean? Like, Daniel Bryan had that connection with the fans that's uncanny. I mean, maybe if he eliminates Cena, depending on how many Cena fans are there. But I don't see the crowd turning on him. He'll probably get some boos. It might be a split reaction. But I don't think it'll be anywhere near as bad as Royal Rumble last year. And even last year, I think he wouldn't have gotten booed if they just didn't put Daniel Bryan in the freaking Rumble match. Steven says, I got 100 level seats. Awesome, dude. Fred, do you think AJ Styles would be better starting in NXT or going straight to the Eagles? I think you mean WWE. We're getting our football and WWE talk mixed up. You could put him in NXT for a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Get some buzz going. Get some footage of him, since WWE doesn't really own any footage of him. And I don't know how keen New Japan would be on giving WWE footage of, AJ Styles and everything after rating them. But I'm down with that as long as he ends up on the main roster. I honestly don't think there's a clear-cut person that could win the Rumble this year. I do now. His name is Roman Reigns. I hope they have NXT wrestlers in the Rumble like Finn Balor. I hope so, too. Fred, did you notice that Reigns and Sheamus were botching hard? They looked nervous around Vinnie Mac. I noticed a couple spots were sloppy. I don't know if I'd call it botching hard, but I did notice it was a little sloppy. A little sloppy. Give the Rainmaker Okada the belt and really shock the world. Well, considering most WWE fans wouldn't know who he is, and considering Okada just retained the IWGP Heavyweight title and seems to be staying with them for a while after beating Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't see it happening. It would be cool, but probably to like 1% of the WWE audience that knows New Japan. SmackDown with 2 title matches is a crime. Yep. Let's see. Actually, are the title matches on SmackDown? Did I miss that? I must have missed that because I was going back and forth between my NFL stuff and WWE. But yeah, if there's any title matches on SmackDown, let me know. Actually, I could look that up real quick and see. Let me guess. It's probably gonna be the Divas Championship and most likely the Tag Team Championship. Steve says, I think it's gonna be as previously suggested. Triple H comes out at 30. But I think Reigns retains. Ooh, okay. Okay. Roman gets a huge pop to set up something like him versus Triple H or him versus Super Cena at WrestleMania. Well, if he eliminates Triple H at the Rumble, I'd hope they don't do a freaking another match with him and Triple H at WrestleMania for the title. Again, if you want to do it non-title, I'm cool with that. But, yeah, I mean, to hold off a title match at WrestleMania for Triple H in 2016, yeah, I'm not really feeling that. Not really feeling that. I'm feeling the match, not really feeling the title aspect of it. Fred, where do you see Sheamus going from here? Who cares? Oh, my bad. Okay, it is the Divas title on the line and the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. All right, cool. Thank you guys for letting me know. I got home a little late tonight. Had to play catch up with Raw and the DVR, and frankly, there was not enough stuff that kept me compelled to stop fast forwarding. Let's see. Fred, do you think Bray Wyatt could win the WWE World title? If you asked me that 2 years ago, I would have said yes. Now, not so much. Not so much. Final 4 in the Rumble will be Triple H, Reigns, Cena, and Lesnar. That's a WrestleMania main event, man. That'd be cool. I'd like to see that. Alejandro says, I think Brock returns at the Rumble and eliminates Roman to set up Lesnar versus Roman at Fastlane. I think that's way too big of a match to do at Fastlane. I can't see them splurging on Brock Lesnar to have him headline Fastlane and not WrestleMania. Do you think they'll do Braun versus the big... Oh, I think Zippa spelled Braun, like Braun Strowman, B-R-O-N. I thought you meant LeBron James. I was like, LeBron James versus the Big Show? I was like, what? And actually, I'd put my money on LeBron James. Braun Strowman and Big Show. That'd be cool, I guess, in a train wrecky kind of way. Do you see Matt Hardy being a surprise entrant in the Rumble? At the moment, he's contracted with TNA, and from what I understand, he's one of the few guys there that's actually gotten paid on time and made pretty good money in TNA. Although TNA claims to have an influx of cash now with them, going to Pop TV and everything. We'll see. We'll see, but I don't think so. Stranger things have happened, but I don't think so. Okay. Couldn't they have Becky versus Charlotte at the Royal Rumble? They could have. But they needed a hook for SmackDown. League of Nations versus Social Outcasts at WrestleMania. Jesus Christmas, C-Bro Baller. Jesus Christmas, yeah. I don't know. I'd rather see J&J Security take on, what's another obscure stable? Take on the Bashams and Shaniqua. That's probably way over people's heads. Let's think of a more recent. What's another bad stable? You know what? Let's reform the Core. Okay, let's have the Core take on... Who could they take on this obscure? You know what? How about this? How about the New Day have an open challenge against all the bad stables of yesteryear and have them destroy the Core and have them destroy the Truth Commission and have them destroy DOA and all these freaking obscure forgotten stables. Hell, throw a bunch of TNA stables in there like the Front Line and World Elite and just have New Day reign supreme. That's what I would do. That'd be kind of cool. Couldn't Sheamus feud with Cena since he's the leader of the League of Nations? Yeah, but nobody would care about that. Plus, that's so 2009. Brock's back next week. Thank you for reminding me. Brock Lesnar is appearing on Monday Night Raw next week. What do you think they're going to do with him? Death by Dawn? I think they're going to go all in with that Rumble match, and he is going to officially enter as the Conqueror, the former and soon-to-be reigning and defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And yes, I know I did not announce that as well as Paul Heyman, but nobody else can. Woo! All right, we'll take a couple more here, and then I'm going to head out because I need some sleep. This has been a pretty busy night for me. You know, got home a little late, a lot of traffic in the city, in New York City. Super duper cold. I think my face fell off with the freaking wind chill and the wind just blowing in my face. That wasn't cool. Hashtag first world problems. And then came home, found out all this news that I catch up on. Had to catch up on Raw. Man. Had to catch up on Kendall Jenner dating one of those dudes from One Direction. Man. She's my favorite Kardashian, too. Huh. Oh, well. Oh, well. It is what it is. Life's unfair. Louis says it looks like we're going to have a terrible pay-per-view. My God, dude. You're the only one that I would think would say that. Really? How are we going to have a terrible pay-per-view? The WWE title's on the line. We're going to probably have Brock Lesnar in some capacity. We'll get a few title matches. You know what, though? He did tweet this 26 minutes ago, so perhaps he didn't hear the announcement from Vince McMahon. Or maybe he's just trolling me like he always does. But we love you, Louis, but come on, man. Come on, man. This should be, at the very least, an intriguing WWE pay-per-view. Joseph Allen says, I'm happy about this news of AJ and the Bullet Club signing with WWE. Really hope AJ is brought to the main roster or at least feud with Samoa Joe. Oh, I think he will. I think he will. Jay Snipes says, is it me or did the Charlotte and Becky Lynch match seem like it was in slow motion and pretty poor? The layouts of the Divas matches haven't been that great as of late. And I don't necessarily blame the Divas. I mean, I think Charlotte's more limited than people realize at times. But I do feel like they don't know their audience. Or they try to present a product to an audience that's not familiar with it and that hasn't gotten used to it. Now, granted, this match only went like, 4.5 minutes or so? But last week's Sasha and Becky match I thought it was a decent match. I mean, I would even say maybe good in some parts, but I can see why other people would say it's bad. At first, I was like, man, why are people calling this a bad match? It's not a bad match at all. But if you're not used to seeing the women being treated seriously, and you've been trained for all these years that the women are a joke and that they're a bathroom break match, then unfortunately, there's gonna be a lot of fans that are gonna just treat it as such, and you can't just slap on a tag that says Divas Revolution and we're gonna take women seriously and not show it with results. It's one of those things like show, don't tell. Okay? If you want the women to be taken seriously, present them seriously. Don't tell us the women are taken seriously. Show us that the women are taken seriously. If Roman is in the Rumble as well as Brock, where does that leave the rest of the Rumble card? Very good question. Maybe they'll do a stipulation match with Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. If it were me, I would do a freaking NXT title match. If I'm Triple H, I'm saying, hey, Vince, let's do an NXT title match on this card. Why not? Seriously, they should do one at WrestleMania. I know they're going to have a WrestleMania weekend show, but they really need an NXT title match on these pay-per-views. I've been saying it for a long time. I think that would totally enhance the brand. I think that's something that would definitely kind of raise the profile of NXT. And as I'm watching this sort of not really simulation of the Royal Rumble going on my YouTube stream, Stone Cold just got eliminated by Dolph Ziggler, Cactus Jack, and Jake the Snake Roberts, and Triple H got eliminated by Dolph Ziggler. Man, hopefully the real Royal Rumble will be this entertaining. What do you think about Chuck Pagano being retained by the Colts for 4 years? I love it. Guy seems like a class act. I'm happy he overcame cancer. He's had a damn good career with the Colts so far. Hasn't had a losing season. Made it to the playoff 3 out of 4 seasons. I know one of those seasons, Bruce Arians was technically the coach for most of the year, but still. Took him to the AFC Championship game. I mean, really, what was the problem with Chuck Pagano outside of that one stupid special teams play? Just Jim Irsay being an idiot and trying to stir things up with him and the GM. But, hey, to Jim Irsay's credit, Seems like he got his head out of his ass and decided to make some things happen. So now the ball is in Chuck Pagano's court to produce. I mean, it's not his fault Andrew Luck was injured most of the year. What do you think is going to happen after the Royal Rumble? I guess you're asking me what's going to happen with Fastlane. You know what? I'm going to stick with my prediction. Triple H beats Roman Reigns for the title in the Royal Rumble as the 30th entrant. Roman Reigns goes on to face Triple H at Fastlane. The Rock interferes on Reigns' behalf. Reigns wins. John Cena wins some wacky number one contenders match or something. And then it's John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Or it's Brock Lesnar. Well, I just can't see them putting Brock Lesnar on Fastlane. To me, that's kind of a waste. But you know what? Screw it. I could see Roman beating Triple H to regain the title at Fastlane with the help of The Rock, setting up Rock versus Triple H. And then I could see Roman facing either Brock or Cena at WrestleMania. Hey, perhaps maybe even both, but I feel like the triple threat thing's been done way, way, way to death. Way to death. Okay. Take a couple more, and then I got to go to sleep. What's going to happen with New Japan now that they lost all their stars? Well, they still have Tanahashi. They still have Okada, who they essentially passed the torch to. And, well, they got to make some new stars. It's a tough situation. I'm sure it sucks for them. But in the long run, maybe this will help them. Maybe this will force them, and it will actually, force them to create some new stars. And maybe they actually will. Because, you know, the top scene, while all these guys are really talented, it was getting a little repetitive. So we'll see what happens. But folks, I want to hear from you. What did you think about Monday Night Raw? What do you think about AJ Styles, Nakamura, and the Bullet Club reportedly going to WWE? And what do you think about the Royal Rumble, which features Roman Reigns defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against the likes of Chris Jericho, The Big Show, and Curtis Axel? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this Raw recap, please click the like button. Please share this with all your friends. And please do not forget to subscribe to TSC News on YouTube, on SoundCloud.com/TSC News, and now on iTunes. And bonus question. What did you think about Star Wars The Force Awakens? Because I just saw it over the weekend, finally, and it was phenomenal. So let me know. Leave a comment below. Hit me up. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the matches, and Happy New Year!